Hi, welcome to She Sips. As of late, Oprah and The Rock have progressively gone under kickback following their activities with respect to supposed filling in as the controllers of the business. Have you seen that multitude of articles out there about Dwayne Johnson and different folks like Michael Jordan, and, surprisingly, Dead Grimmer also? Currently, it seems to be even Jason Momoa has joined the heap, and he is apparently, as of now, to spill tea on these two elites' new claimed upsetting plan. So kindly, don't send cash to these up individuals. Well, here he was discussing the gifts about the Maui fires, yet many individuals accept that he knew how Dwayne and Oprah are accomplices and what their inward functions are. Oprah coming next. Once I laid out this as a position of truth, no doubt, goodness, definitely what except for why aren't individuals shocked by Oprah's name coming up in these allegations? It was called the Oprah Winfrey Administration Foundation for Young Ladies, and I had young ladies there from grades 8 to 12, yet look how abnormal this number of understudies is, 322. The employees 666, yet how is Dwayne associated with Oprah? He's done it. He keeps imagining that he's difficult in and out, interestingly, every 2 or 3 years, and individuals likewise accept that he is Oprah's rodent, yet for what reason did he hold hands with Oprah there? Absolutely no way he's spotless. No, absolutely no way, however large as The Rock seems to be, and consider it how far has he gone with this. It's all's not exactly shocking, seeing Jason being furious, so we value any help that you can give. What do I do? What do I do? This is what you in all actuality do, so clutch your screens since this ride will be wild. You will have a hard time believing the stunning claims against The Rock and Oprah. Furthermore, for what reason is she so put resources into safeguarding his picture? Is The Rock in this with her to conceal his own obscure stuff? We should make a plunge. You realize how there's this buzz of late about debasing in Hollywood? It's insane, right? It seems like each and every other day, some new celeb becomes involved with it. However, finish it, they're yelling from the housetops. Nothing more will be tolerated. Word on the road is Jason Momoa, definitely Aquaman himself, is initiating the charge. Getting down in general scene plainly has Jason Momoa truly pointed fingers at, in all honesty, Oprah and The Rock as the hotshots behind the renouncing wreck. Oprah's name springing up probably won't amaze a few of us. We've heard murmurs regarding her tossing Torques into vocations before. However, The Rock is startling. Of course they're tight, so perhaps it isn't so implausible, and in the event that somebody as compelling as Momoa is standing up, perhaps there's a reality to everything. Aquaman, did I saw what Aquaman just did? Who's cooler, Daddy Aquaman? So you're most likely asking why Jason Momoa, out of nowhere, moved forward as the frontman to air out this show, including his associate Oprah. Right, well, leading, there's been serious tattle twirling about Jason and The Rock having a hamburger, and everything attaches back to the quick what's more. Angry establishment, you realize that supercharged series that continues to produce films, definitely that one Jason participated as the troublemaker in Quick X, which dropped in May 2023, and individuals were truly into his job, as Dante raised the enormous baddie of the most recent portion, $1 million for whoever can beat Mio, definitely. Yet here's where it gets intriguing. Fans saw Dwayne Johnson's personality. Luke Hobbs was missing. The web investigator began drawing an obvious conclusion. There's been a continuous, quiet confrontation between Vin Diesel and The Rock. Some believe that is the reason The Rock was missing for the 10th and 10th films. I was anticipating that there should be a ton of, totally fair shows, and you're similar. I need nothing to do with this except for the fact that I didn't see anything of the sort Momoa make sense of in the new issue of the complete film. It was astounding. Everybody was so strong. I had a fabulous time with Vin. I was simply stunned at how cool everybody was. Nobody was tainted. Everybody was super glad to be there. Currently, picture this: Jason venturing into the miscreant job, taking some limelight. Normally tongues swayed reports flew. Perhaps there's some animosity preparing between The Rock and Momoa over this. Neither has spilled the tea on any quarrel they could have yet. You know how it goes. Individuals love to conjecture. Perhaps that is the reason Jason's not keeping down and is currently getting down on The Rock yet. How did The Rock's name end up in this blend now? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a name that rings chime, both in the wrestling ring and on the cinema. His excursion from body-pummeling adversaries in the WWA to ruling Hollywood is downright epic. Sure, he is known for his amazing persona, however, what truly separates him is his drive and versatility. Simply consider it, The Rock has been in a few genuinely expensive establishments, like Quick and Enraged, and he even got his own side project film, Hobbs and Shaw. In addition, he's not just about activity flicks. He has that delicate side, also voicing Maui in Moana and winning hearts wherever. However, here's the kicker. Even an uber star like The Rock isn't safe to serious show. Back in 2023, he wound up in the center of a legitimate tempest with an incredible $3 billion claim on his hands. No doubt you heard that right. So what's the arrangement? Everything began at the point when a previous grappler named Transisha, Biggers also known as Tranisha Rowan, dropped a stunner claim she guaranteed that The Rock and a lot of different people were engaged in some wild seizing plot. Obviously, this legitimate standoff didn't simply cause disturbances in Hollywood. It had lawful hawks scratching their heads too. Dwayne Johnson, being named in a claim recorded by an ex-TNA grappler, documented this herself. A legal counselor didn't do this. $3 billion is no little change, and when a major name like The Rock is involved, you know it will be headline news. This entire adventure had everybody stuck to their screens, watching to perceive how everything worked out and how it affected The Rock's clean as a whistle picture. Different respondents incorporated a few other incredibly popular games and heroes like Billy Corgan of the Crushing Pumpkins and baseball legend Michael Jordan anyway. The claim suit zeroed in on allegations of abducting, bringing up issues about the legitimacy and inspirations. Driving these cases, Grader's claims propose a complicated plot including Johnson, his ex, and colleague Danny Garcia, and purportedly planning to kidnap her and her youngsters. However, here's where it gets much juicier. This entire wreck traces all the way back to 2019, including chaotic guardianship issues. Biggers claims she was captured and afterward unexpectedly confronted dangers and helped pointing fingers at Johnson and his group, asserting they recruited individuals to whisk her away from her home in Florida to Miami. Now The Rock and Garcia are showing up cocked and locked, denying every single piece of it through their lawful group. They're yelling from the roofs, "We didn't have anything to do with it." And hello, the court even supported them up, excusing everything in June 2023, saying the cases did and stand any kind of test. Furthermore, needed proof, yet a few people out there actually say there may be more going on. They're murmuring that perhaps The Rock utilized his Hollywood clout to wriggle right out of this wreck. And then there's the companionship between The Rock and Oprah. These two have been tight for a very long time, with The Rock in any event calling Oprah family. They've, for the most part, kept their bond relaxed. However, they've collaborated on a bundle of stuff like that Superbad. All the business that had everybody humming, except here's where things get a piece muddled. A few people out there are saying their fellowship isn't all rainbows and unicorns. Take this help asset they set up for Maui rapidly spreading fire casualties. Fans weren't excessively excited, saying they ought to have hit up their superstar buddies for cash, as opposed to asking the public. Both prestigious figures the notable television have, and The Rock have confronted significant analysis for their apparent untrustworthy activities in this matter. One individual composed, "I never loved or trusted Oprah. I loved The Rock in his films until he connected with Oprah and the trick they attempted to pull off after the spring of gushing lava in Hawaii or one of the islands." Someone else said Dwayne Johnson is a quiet watchman, and Jason has seen the horrendous underside of media outlets like we as a whole. In the business, sadly, the kid is in too far. Momoa is doing all that can be expected while endeavoring to keep up with some modus of respectability. Another web client shared his perspective, saying you can't have a decent film in the event that everybody is disappointed. Oprah is a foodie, so you realize she was well mindful they were not being taken care of concerning trailers and transportation. I worked in organizations and consistently had limos take me around, particularly in Atlanta. They were simply being piddling and seeking debacle simultaneously. Serious mix-up, enormous pretty lady over a lengthy period. Hollywood assumed a main part in propagating various deplorable generalizations that at last impacted the view of dark people for a critical part of the populace. During this period, a discussion arose proposing that because of the restricted open doors in the diversion industry, Dark specialists frequently felt a sense of urgency to take on cliche jobs for the sake of supporting their livelihoods, and Oprah plays evidently had her impact in taking advantage of them, so Oprah is by all accounts working up titles once more, and not for the best reasons in the media business. Dave's clearly irritated at how easily glossed over figures like Oprah can deal with things better believe it resembles. Oprah has been inconspicuously indicating Dave's ruin right. She appears to have a talent for detecting when there's something wrong with things, and you're correct. Oprah had her reasonable part of debates allegations of slanderous attacks against pundits disrupting professions and a few truly upsetting cases. Oprah legitimized the famous criminal Jayet Tashira, otherwise known as John of God, as Subscribe She Spice for more videos.